Out with the old Biohaven, in with the new Biohaven. Earlier this year, the drug company agreed to do something bold, selling their key CGRP franchise, including the incredibly great migraine treatment known as Nurtec ODT, N-U-R-T-E-C, to Pfizer for $11.6 billion. Good for both sides. The deal closed yesterday, giving shareholders $148.50 per share in cash and a piece of the new Biohaven, the business that got everything else in the pipeline. These are mostly early-stage product candidates, meaning the new Biohaven's got a little bit, let's say, more speculative than the old one, but it's also got a boatload of cash that it can use to fund these programs. Now, I have tremendous faith in management here because they just made their shareholders a fortune, and because I heavily rely on this drug. And I always say it, I always tell you, this is the one that they sold to Pfizer. So we have to ask, could this be a new Biohaven be worth buying? Let's take a closer look with Dr. Vlad Churik. Now, Vlad, just so you know, is the chairman and CEO of the new Biohaven Limited, and that means that hasn't changed, although there are a lot of new people that are involved. Dr. Churik, congratulations, and, of course, welcome back to Bad Money.
Thanks a lot, Jim. It's great to be here. And I remember back to 3 years ago when I was on your show, and you predicted it. You knew that Nurtec ODT was going to be one of the most important therapies for patients, and our team delivered, and we've changed the lives of patients with migraine. Thank you for that, and thank you for your spokesman.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for inventing it. Today was typical. I knew it was going to rain. The rules say I can pop a Nurtec. I would be debilitated during the show. I would certainly be able to have a cognition, but concentration be impacted. And because of your drug, it's not. And other people need to know this. And one of the reasons I was actually glad that you sold to Pfizer is I think Pfizer has a lot more ability than Dr. Churik to tell the story to people.
You're right. And I'm really proud of the Biohaven team who brought this drug to market. We made it the #1 prescribed oral CGRP in the U.S., but we have to get to 1 billion people worldwide, Jim, and we can't do that on our own. Pfizer is the perfect partner. They're going to amplify this drug across the globe. They've already been working closely with us. They realize how important of a drug this is going to be. They have 125 offices around the world, and I'm going to be excited to watch them bring Nurtec ODT and intranasal zavegepant to patients around the globe.
As the chief spokesperson for the American Migraine Foundation, I couldn't agree with you more. And the more people get this, more people, doctors who know, because doctors don't know it, they're still doing. I'm not going to mention the over-the-counter nostrums that they still tell you to have, but they don't work. Now, let's talk about the new Biohaven. Vlad, advanced clinical stage programs, orphan disease for epilepsy, a horrible disease, for bipolar, major depressive disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, metabolic disorders. These are all very, very difficult illnesses. How are you doing on them?
Jim, we are just as passionate about helping patients with those disorders as we had been on migraine the last several years. We have 13 programs across our pipeline. Last year, we acquired a very exciting and innovative potassium channel activator. We think that that is going to change the paradigm in epilepsy like we did for migraine. Epilepsy patients have a number of therapies that have a lot of bad side effects. They have to be on these drugs their whole life. We want to deliver an anti-epileptic therapy that doesn't have the baggage of the older meds. We're in our phase 1 trials now, and we'll be starting our registrational trials next year. And this could be the first new therapy for epilepsy in over a decade.
Well, once again, an illness I'm familiar with, and the stigma for people who have this is outrageous. And just like for migraine people, particularly women in the workforce who were told they just had a headache, this is major, and you can do it. Now, how about, speaking of major bipolar disorder, everyone who's tried has failed. Come on, everyone who's tried has failed.
So the thing I like about KV7 activation for bipolar is the same mechanistic underpinnings as why it's going to work in epilepsy. We think it's going to deliver efficacy in bipolar. And bipolar patients have the same problem as the anti-epileptic field, the side effects. If you're going to be on a medicine chronically, you don't want toxic side effects. You don't want liver abnormalities. You don't want sedation and cognitive effects. We think we can deliver for bipolar without that baggage and move the field forward. And it's been 20-some years before there's been a novel bipolar therapy.
After doing the show for 17 years, I think I have the right to tell you that I'm treated for bipolar, and I'd say the medicines are certainly better, but they are sorely lacking of things. And I check my liver checked all the time. I have to do all these things, and you know that it's just not they work sometimes.
Yeah.
And most people feel that they're better after they, unless you have a competent physician telling you that you do not know whether you're really better or not. So this would be a major breakthrough. And again, we're talking about 30 million patients.
It's a big population, Jim. And I have to say, in neuroscience, it's an exciting time because we're starting to really understand the pathologic underpinnings of these diseases. And when you target it the right way, you have efficacy without those side effects. That's what we did for migraine. That's what we want to do for seizure and bipolar. That's what we're passionate about. And the next Biohaven, starting today, is going to be focused on delivering that for patients.
And do you have enough money to do these? The testing's going to take a very long time. And to get to phase 3 is very difficult, Vlad.
It is. It's very expensive, and that's the biggest burden. However, we structured this deal with Pfizer that in addition to the acquisition of the asset and the return that the shareholders made, Pfizer gave us the initial funding for the company of $260 million. That's going to bring us forward into our phase 3 programs. In addition to that, they're a 3% owner of the company, and so we'll have sufficient funding for this next year.
Well, I have to ask this. I think I'm so... it's so important that these drugs work that I have to ask you, did Pfizer not want to buy them themselves, or did you not want to sell them?
So our focus was selling the late-stage asset that was already commercialized, and we needed help with that, right? We could not bring this drug to the billion people worldwide. If I did that, it would have been a mistake, right?
I agree.
And so that's why we sold that asset. We believe in these other assets, and so we want to bring them to market, and hopefully at that time, think about potential partners.
All right, well, look, Dr. Vlad Chorich, Chairman and CEO of Biohaven, the old and the new, and congratulations for everything you have done for shareholders. But I'm going to tell you, most importantly, for patients like me and potential patients like you who think right now that you can go to the drugstore and buy something for a migraine, and you're dead wrong. This is the stuff that works. Mad Money's back after